everybody, Zach here, and this is the new Mythos Positron. The Positron, as some of you may or may not know, was normally released on Halloween, and it had a very specific aesthetic. This lends itself from that, but is not so in your face with what has inspired it. So the Positron Collider was inspired by my favorite 1984 ghost catching comedy. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this or not, but I'm just playing it safe. This one is a little more subdued in its design, but still obviously has that sort of vibe. But what is this? Well, it's my interpretation of the classic Ram's Head Fuzz circuit, but it's got some tweaks. We have a treble control, we have a bass control, we have a loud switch, which is essentially a sort of clipping switch. The focus and intensify controls are actually volume and gain, just labeled those things because, you know, they're on a particular part of that ghost catching equipment. And I thought it's cute and it's fun. But today we're playing a 1960 Epiphone Les Paul standard guitar into the Positron, into the Tone King Imperial plugin. I've got a little bit more delay and stuff happening than usual. I'm going to turn that delay off, but it's a little more wet than normal, and I think that is appropriate. But what does this thing sound like? Well, as you heard in the beginning, it's got a big, thick, fat sound that's super reminiscent of that classic circuit. But with these EQ controls, you can get a lot more tone variety. So let's run through some of that. I'm going to set everything at noon-ish with the loud switch up. And what you have is this sound. There's my bypass sound. Positron. So the knob on the left with the up arrow is the treble control. The knob on the right with the down arrow, or triangle, I don't know, is the bass control. And they're very interactive. It kind of replaces the classic tone stack that circuit has with this arrangement, and it just works really well. So let me adjust the bass knob first, and you can hear kind of what it does. So there you go. You can hear it shapes the low end. It changes the gain structure too. The treble control on the left, let's adjust that. Speed kills, Zach. Let's slow down here. Okay. So there you go. You can hear the range of tones. Now, it may not get as bright as you might expect, but that's because the intensify control and this treble control are very tied together, very much so. As you turn the gain up, it adds a lot more treble. So let's run through the gamut of intensify sounds. So as you can hear, with it cranked up, you have a lot more high-end information, and you can use this to get some really interesting tones. It is a little noisy, but it's a fuzz pedal. So as you can hear, there's a lot of different sounds in this box. But the one thing about this pedal that I think makes it the most interesting is this little guy, the loud switch. So what is that? The loud switch takes the classic Ram's Head clipping configuration in the up position. When you switch it down, it changes it to a SUPA Tone Bender configuration, which is LED and no diodes. So a very nice big sound that's way louder, way fatter. So I've turned the focus knob or the volume knob down, and we're going to switch between these two things. So here you go. So you can hear the output comes way up. In person, it's very obvious. And it changes the voicing of the circuit quite a bit. So really nice, and adds a more of an overdriven, pushed sound. It's not as in your face as that classic Ram circuit is. But again, and it kind of cleans up, not perfect. It cleans up pretty well. I mean, it responds way different than other circuits of this type. And I've always heard my friends say, if you crank everything, it sounds really awesome. Okay, well, as you can tell, this thing is really fun to play. It covers a huge range of tones. There's a lot of output. There's a lot of character. There's a lot of vibe. And it's just really fun. So if you wanted the Positron Collider but didn't want that crazy aesthetic, wanted something a little more subdued, here it is, the Positron. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later. See ya.